Was I watching the Texas Longhorns or was I watching the Pittsburgh Steelers? Because I kid you not, this Texas Longhorns team played exactly like the Steelers play. Everything that I complain about for the Steelers, Texas literally just did that in the semifinals. But I will get into all of this. Before I start, as always, hook 'em. I am so proud of this team, and I know a lot of people won't understand this because you weren't with us in the dark days. You weren't with us when we were terrible. You were not with us when we were actually very, very bad. So in context, I am proud of Texas. I am proud of this bounce back. I am proud of how Steve Sarkisian has us moving. Now, are there some things I want him to fix? Absolutely. But that's not the video. This isn't the video. I'm going to get into that. But as of right now, the Texas Longhorns lose the game in the semifinals to Ohio State, and there's a lot of interesting things. But one thing I will say is I don't think a 28-14 score actually tells the story of the football game. I don't think 28-14 really tells what happened and how that game looked and how Texas shut down Ohio State's offense and how Texas actually had a lot of opportunities to win that game. You can't see that in the score. This was a great football game. Ohio State is a great football team, and kudos to them for winning this game. I have seen Sark lose in the semifinals now having a really great offense, and I have now seen Sark lose in the semifinals having a really good defense. So at the end of the day, something seems to be wrong with the coaching staff more than it does to seem to be wrong with the players, but I'll leave that for another day. However, I'm a proud Texas fan. You have to understand where we've been to actually understand this moment. So that's all I want to say about that. The other thing before I get to the other side of this video is I forgot how amazing it was to be hated. I forgot how amazing it was to have everybody talking about you and everybody knocking on you and everybody doing whatever. Like, I forgot the privilege of what it feels like when everybody has something to say about your program because your program is so good. I forgot how great that feels. And I'm so glad that we're in this position where everyone's talking about us and everyone has all of these things to say about us, because that's not where we started. It is like a rich person privilege. It's like, you know, people are like, oh, those are rich people problems. Texas, the University of Texas football program now has rich people problems. I didn't see this coming 5 years ago. I am so excited to be right where we are. There's a saying I always live by. Funny part is actually a song. If you know the song, you know the song. But it basically is, don't let a win go to your head and don't let a loss go to your heart. And that's why you just got to keep it moving. You win some, you lose some. It is what it is, but you got to keep it moving. I am so good these days at looking at things into context and actually making sense out of what is actually happening. So I am super excited to get into the other side of this video because I have a lot of things to say about this Texas team. But at the end of the day, we lost. We lost in the semifinals in college football playoffs. Only one team is going to win the championship this year. Damn sure it's not going to be Texas, but I'm proud of them. I'm going to talk about a couple of things on the other side of this video. We are so close. This program is so close. There's some things that have to happen for us to get to that next step. I 100% agree, but we are so close. I would rather be here than anywhere else. You want to know why? Because I've been in other places and I know what it feels like to not be very good. And I know what it feels like to be watching other teams play because they're good. So I like where this Texas team is at. I like where this Texas program is at. I'm extremely sad to lose these seniors. And there's been a lot of players along the way that have helped Texas get back to where we're at. I just feel like saying hook 'em. I just need to say hook 'em. I need to let that out. But I am so proud of the seniors. I'm so proud of where this program is. I will also not be cheering for another red team in 2025. That is a rule. I don't care. If you have a red team, I'm not cheering for you. Red teams this year were not good, or last year, whatever, this season were not good to my Texas Longhorns. So I'm not cheering for another red team. But let me talk about some of the things I saw in this game that I wanted to get to. The first thing I want to say is, should come as no surprise, the refs suck, and they just suck. Texas couldn't get calls all year, so it really doesn't surprise me in the semifinals that we couldn't get calls. Is it frustrating? Yes. Did everybody know that was holding? Yes. On multiple occasions? Yes. But we couldn't get a holding call. But the truth of the matter is, when you can't get the ball in on the 1 yard line, it is what it is. Like, you actually don't deserve to win a game when you cannot get the ball in the end zone on the 1 yard line. There's nothing more I can say about that. We didn't score. It actually didn't happen. The other thing is, I believe the offense had 12 offensive possessions and they scored 14 points. You cannot win a college football semifinals when you only score 14 points on offense. This offense all season was a liability for this Texas football team, and this defense was spectacular. And it's very unfortunate that this season comes to an end with that defense being amazing and that offense just being what they were. I will also say Colin Simmons is a star. So Texas needs to pay him, give him whatever it is that he is looking for, because Colin Simmons is a star. The other thing I want to say here is Trevor Goodsby should have been in the game. I think that was a mistake. I think that our right tackle did not play well all game. And I think the coaching staff should have made the decision to make the change at right tackle. That's my opinion. It might be unpopular. I really don't care, but that is how I feel. The other thing I'll say is I don't understand at halftime how the defense is in an all-out blitz. When I am at home saying, protect the end zone, don't let the screenplay go here. Protect the end zone. Don't let the screenplay work. Go into halftime. Pray for the third quarter. That was literally what I told myself. There's no way we can give up anything here, right? Because we all know this, right? We're going to protect this end zone. We're not going to let a screenplay beat us. I was wrong. We let the screenplay beat us. And so at halftime, it is 14-17. So whatever, that was what it was. However, I will say this Texas Longhorn team in the third quarter did not have a third quarter lull. We got an interception in the third quarter. Yeah, we went 3 and out, typical offense, just terrible. We went 3 and out on offense, but we got an interception. We got them to go 3 and out, shot out to that defense. And then our offense finally scored their second touchdown and their last touchdown in the third quarter. And so that was a shocker. So maybe we figured something out. I don't know. The other thing I will go on record and say, I don't understand why Arch Manning did not come into the game when we're on the goal line with 1 yard to gain. I don't get it. I don't understand a lot of the things the coaches did. The other thing I was thinking about too during the game is I said, do you kick a field goal here, get the 3 points, and then put your defense back out on the field? Because if you do that, at least you still say, I have to get a stop. And now if I can get a stop and get the ball back, if I do that, then a score wins that game. However, I kind of understand him going for it. It was 4th and 1, but in my opinion, whenever you do a freaking HB toss, don't even get me started on the HB tosses. Don't even get me started. I can't stand them. But whenever you do that and you go back 5 yards and it is no longer a 1st and goal or whatever, right? We're no longer on the 1. You have to make a decision. So did he make the right decision or not? I can scrutinize it because it didn't work. It just blah. But I was thinking when I was watching the game, should Sark kick a field goal here? But then we have a field goal kicker issue, which is a whole nother issue that we'll talk about a different day. But I don't know. At the end of the day, Texas cannot win football games when you only score 14 points. That is unacceptable. We had 12 possessions. We scored 12 possessions. We scored 14 points. We almost had more possessions than we did points. No offense in college football should be able to win a game when you only score 14 points. I don't know this for a fact, but I would be interested to see if Texas scored the least points today that have been scored in the playoffs to date. If so, that is terrible. Shame on Texas. That was not a good showing for this Texas offense. And I'm disappointed in the play calling. I'm disappointed in Ewers. I'm disappointed in that offensive line. I feel like for the first 5-6 possessions, I don't know what this Texas team was doing. I think it's a mistake to not have Gunnar Helm have any catches until the fourth quarter. I don't understand what this offense is doing, but you know what? It was like watching the Steelers because half the time I don't know what they're doing either. I don't understand the personnel. I don't understand the decisions. You lose your number 1 receiver and you still don't get Gunnar Helm the ball. I don't understand that. Nobody can make me understand that, but I'll leave it alone because it's done. It's over with and it's done. The other thing I say before I end this video is Sark has to get better at the red zone. I keep alluding to things about Sark. I will make a separate video about Sark because I have a lot of things to say about him because now that I've watched him perform for a little while, I feel like I've recognized some things in him that he has to change and he has to evolve. But at the end of the day, like I said before, if you have 1 yard to gain and you can't gain 1 yard in the semifinals, you just don't deserve to win. Ohio State made a play. Texas didn't make a play. That's how football works. So we lost the game. However, when I look back at this team, when I look back at this program, I'm proud of them because I remember where we were. We're developing players. We look confident. I don't care if anybody wants to call Texas soft. We're not soft. We're right where we're supposed to be. We are right back on track. And I love this. I love where Texas is at, and I want them to keep evolving. And you know what? We got to get back to work. We're not where we want to be. We are not there yet. We have to keep going. And I like the process. I want us to see us grow. I want to see us develop because I don't know. I just like this kind of stuff. I like this. I like where we're at. And I think we have a lot of potential to keep going and to keep growing and to get better. That is all you want. The best part about all of this is what I always kind of say, and honestly, it's kind of how I live my life, like personally, is as long as you have something to work on, you can always get better. You can always be better than you thought you were going to be. That is where Texas is. They are back. They get to figure out some things and they get to work on being better. If this is our new foundation, because last year our foundation was like, okay, this offense is great. This defense, we needed some work. We tweaked that. We fixed it in the offseason. This time around, now our defense was great and our offense fell off. We just have some work to do. People now have expectations from us. And the second I start having expectations from you, what I expect from you, I'm not ever going to lower those expectations. I'm going to expect you to come up to those expectations. And that's where I met with this Texas team. And that's where I met with Coach Sark. And that is where I'm going to leave it. So until next time, because I will have a lot of other things to say about this coaching staff and about some things, but I know some things are going to change. Transfer portal now starts. Kids have 5 days to enter the transfer portal. People are going to declare from the draft. Coaches might get hired. We might see some things coaching. We might see some coaching things happen. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but I do expect Coach Sark to stay, and I do expect Arch Manning to be our quarterback. So if those things are true and those things remain true, a lot of the things that I'm going to complain about and a lot of things I'm going to think we need to fix can be fixed within the confines of those two things being true. So we will see what happens. We march on. I can now officially say that Texas has rich people problems. Sign me up for this any day of the week. I love it here. I'm so glad we're here. I love this. As I end every Texas video, wouldn't be right if I didn't say hook 'em. See you in my next video.